Hi, welcome back. Welcome to this forecourt film for our rather special 2017 Audi A8. This is the absolute top of the range in the whole Audi lineup. This car is also the extended long wheelbase version, or A8 L as it is referred to. The car is one of the highest specifications available for sale today. The list price on this car was just shy of £120,000. And just shy of £40,000 worth of additional extras, of which I will attempt my very best of going around and showing you and demonstrating as much as I possibly can. This particular version is the 3-litre 50D version, a fantastic and very, very frugal V6 turbo diesel engine with plenty of power, but also really nice and quiet as well. The car itself has only covered 14,500 miles from new. It is finished in this absolutely beautiful dark grey metallic paintwork. It has the upgraded alloy wheels. I'll run through the full spec list in a second, just so that you've got everything, but they really do look absolutely stunning on the car, fill the arches really nicely and just make the whole thing look very impressive indeed. Eagle-eyed viewers will see that we have the Audi LED matrix headlights at the front, coupled with the OLED rear lights, which alone was a £4,900 option as well. The light that you get from these is absolutely incredible. It's as close to daylight as you can pretty much get driving at night, and the overall condition is absolutely sublime. Obviously, like I said, very low mileage and things like that. I'm going to point out, as I always do, any absolutely tiny blemishes, just so that everybody knows exactly what they would be expecting to see. In terms of paintwork, it's very good. I think I've counted 4 stone chips in total, tiny little ones like this. That really is pretty much the only thing there on the bonnet. Certainly nothing excessive at all. If we come right down to the very front bumper and quite low down, you'll see there is a small scuff, just a tiny little scuff there, just on the chrome bit at the very bottom. You actually do have to get down on your hands and knees in order to be able to see that. But that's the only mark down there, and then also a very small mark just on the rear bumper, which I'll show you. It's again very difficult to see, but obviously we're not really wanting to get involved with painting entire bumpers just to get rid of a very small blemish. Currently there are a couple of curb markings on the alloy wheels. These are all actually being sent off as this video goes live. These will be acid dipped, powder coated, and then repainted and diamond cut to give a perfect factory finish. So they will all be completely unmarked and in very good condition. In terms of everything else on the outside, that is pretty much it to show you. The car does not feature privacy glass for a very good reason, which again will become apparent in a second, but there is actually quite a nice dark tint to the glass anyway, all the way around. Very subtle sort of chrome accents that follow all the way down the side of the car, tying quite nicely with the chrome tops on the door handles, and obviously the small parts down here to the rear bumper, a small chrome line that runs all the way along the bottom, and just a couple of very sort of subtle accents, again, that work very nicely with the chrome grille and everything like that, obviously featuring Audi's new signature style grille. Very imposing front end on the car. We've got sensors absolutely everywhere, including one for the adaptive cruise control that we have on the front, and obviously things like parking sensors and everything like that as well. But there are huge amounts of, this has got the full city safety package. There are sensors absolutely everywhere, constantly monitoring the road in front of you, and sort of warning you of any impeding accidents and things like that as well. It's a very clever car. At the top of the windscreen up here as well, you'll see another whole host of sensors and everything like that. But generally speaking, whilst the outside is obviously absolutely beautiful and a really elegant car, it's the inside that people are interested in on these. So we'll start off and try and wade our way through some of the specification. I'm going to start at the front and just show you the interior on the car. Absolutely beautifully finished. There really isn't a mark to show you anywhere. All the driver's bolster and everything like that, all in absolutely fabulous condition. These aren't crease marks, they're actually just part of the overall design and finish of the seats. These are perforated because they're heated and cooled as well. So you have cold air that blows through those, but like I said, absolutely no wear to the driver's seat even, or anywhere at all like that. Across to the door, absolutely beautiful. We have this Alcantara that continues all the way through on all of the door cards. We have the extremely expensive Bang & Olufsen sound system. This was again a £6,350 option on the car. Also includes tweeters on the dashboard, which I'll show you in a sec. We've got lovely little storage compartments, wonderful leather that sort of continues all the way down the side there. These soft touch door handles, which I've never seen before as well, actually very, very clever. You just pull them ever so slightly to unlock the door, or you can actually pull the handle right out. I haven't actually quite worked out what the difference is between the two of them, but certainly works very, very nicely. And again, just this whole sort of quality fit and finish of everything in here is absolutely sublime. Obviously we have memory for the driver's seats, and the passenger seat, actually, and the rear seats as well. So all four seats have full memory on them as well. So jumping in, we are greeted with the digital cockpit in here. I'm just going to pop some lights on, which all looks beautiful. Have a look at all of this, the way all of this lights up and around. This one's also got the advanced interior lighting package as well, with full LED lighting, so it's very, very nice indeed. You've got everything in there. So obviously it's a fully keyless system, and also keyless entry on the car as well. So just press and hold, foot on the brake, and we have the full digital cockpit up on here. Loads of different options on there. Coming out, you also see the lights popping up on there. That's for your lane assist and everything like that as well. And then I've already forgotten to show you the Bang & Olufsen sound system. We're going to have to reverse all of this, aren't we? And just show you all of that coming up. There's actually bits and pieces that pop up from the car. These air vents here as well, actually, were hidden just now. So let's just reverse the thingy and turn the engine back off. These are the speakers up on here that rise from the dashboard when you start the car. And then we'll also see here the fans rising up. And it basically just means that they can sit back and they don't get any dust or anything like that in them as well, so it keeps it all really nice and clean. And then we have the Bang & Olufsen tweeters that rise from the dash, which is a beautiful, beautiful option on this, and like I said, a very, very expensive one as well. So let's try and go right to left. We've got new style lighting buttons and everything like that for the automatic headlights. We obviously have automatic windscreen wipers and things like that as well. Paddle shift gear change, very, very elegant 4-spoke leather steering wheel, with all of the controls for your displays and everything like that up on here. You can basically cycle through, and depending on which mode you're on, we also have things like the satellite navigation screen that comes up here as part of the virtual cockpit that a lot of Audis have nowadays. And then obviously you can change all of the bits and pieces up on there. Things like the controls for the adaptive cruise control are all down here. The car will actually drive along the road quite happily and steer around corners and everything as well. And all of the sort of data, it's difficult to show you when the car's not moving, but basically a lot of the stuff will come up on the screen in front of you here, so you can keep an eye on how much of the autonomous driving is sort of helping you along. Traditional sort of knobs and switches and things like that, very, very few in here. It's all been upgraded with this new full screen. So we have 3 big screens. Obviously the main dashboard one here, the more sort of standard one that you would expect for all of your infotainment and everything like that as well, with loads and loads of information on it. And then also your full climate settings and everything, and again the buttons that you would have expected to have seen on previous generations of the A8 or other cars have now moved to this whole sort of screen system down here. I'm not sure whether I'm completely up with it in terms of keen on using them. I still quite like being able to manually change things, but actually I presume this is the way it's all going, and it is very, very intuitive and easy to use. You can even hear little clicks and things like that as you change the settings. Let's just knock that light off quickly so we can see a bit more. Obviously full 4-zone climate control, so individual temperature settings for driver, passenger, and also the rear passengers as well as the rear seats. In the front we also have 3-stage heated seats, and also seat cooling as well. That's again on a 3-stage system. As soon as you press that, you can actually hear it kicking in the back, and it will waft cold air all over your back, which is very, very nice at this time of year. We also have the control for the heated steering wheel, and then all of your more sort of obvious controls for climate control and everything like that, and you can change absolutely everything on here. Obviously anything to do with climate control and everything like that is all run through this main system here. I think what I'll probably do is actually maybe a separate video, it's like almost like a handover video running through how absolutely everything works. But I really just wanted to show you the main overview for the car. Additional buttons on this part of the menu here. This will change your settings for all of your head-up display, which we can see up here. So you can change the height, brightness, and obviously exactly what the content is that's displayed on there. The rear view blind can be controlled again from here as well. Up to the main screen, and obviously you've got the normal kind of things that you would expect. Obviously all of your full DAB digital radio, all of the media settings and everything like that are all controlled through here, so you can obviously stream music directly from your phone or media device, and as well as you have actually got a traditional CD player disc drive up there as well, for people that are still using CDs, or obviously you can still connect external devices and everything like that through USB connections and everything as well. Satellite navigation, obviously I don't need to show you that, it's all very, very simple and easy to use. In fact, I will show you something, actually, it's pretty cool. Let's just do a search, for instance. If we're looking for somewhere, that rather than having to sort of scroll through a load of buttons or things like that, you actually now get this full QWERTY keyboard, which is really responsive. Normally a lot of the time it used to take absolutely ages for things to pop up, but basically you can just hit that straight away, and it will come straight up. Sets a destination, and we're off. But yeah, the QWERTY keyboard part of it is actually very, very cool indeed. And then obviously it comes up on this main screen here as well, so actually it is slightly more exciting than just normal satellite navigation, and again has come on a long way. Phone apps, obviously Audi smartphone, you can use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as well as a load of additional apps. With the My Audi app on your phone as well will actually communicate with the car. You can do things like check how much fuel is in it and everything like that before you leave. Through to the car section, this is effectively like a control panel for the car, so all of your information, anything from obviously checking things like the oil level on the car, the service intervals. We'll see that the next Audi service is due in 116 days or 10,500 miles, whichever one comes soonest. We have obviously fully adaptive air suspension on the car as well, so if you're changing the wheels on the car you have to put it into a specific mode. Again, that's all done through there for all your sort of maintenance bits and pieces. The drive select changes all of the overall feel of the car in terms of the way that the gearbox works, the suspension, the ride and everything like that as well, and also just things like the mapping for the gearbox and everything. So anything from efficiency mode, which will hold back certain amounts of power, so that you have the most efficient drive. Comfort is obviously self-explanatory. Dynamic is for a slightly more sporty drive, and then individual as well. We can actually come in here and change the way that things like the steering, suspension and the drive system works as well, so you can actually set that up for your own preference, which is all very, very good. Again, the whole kind of system in here is so lovely in terms of the way it's all laid out. We can hit raise or lower, so that if you do have to sort of go up near a curb or something like that, then you can actually raise the car up a little bit as well. All the other bits and pieces in here as well, obviously car seating adjustment and everything. You can actually move the button rather than using the buttons on the side. I'm not quite sure why you would actually need to come into this section and do it, but it's all very clever, and obviously wants to show that all off for you. All your settings for the air conditioning. I think we also even have a smelly system on here, or some sort of air quality controller. Can't smell anything yet. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'll look that up for you and try and give you a bit more information. Lights and vision. This again has got a number of different packages on the inside, the exterior lighting and the background lighting and everything like that as well. You can actually chop and change all of the lights. Let's just try and find the best angle. So this is all in the back. If we do the doors as well, that basically you can change all of the lights, so you get a completely different feel. This is called Maritime apparently. So individual, got a nice sort of teal colour. Caribbean. Vision. Again, you can see it. Actually, this is quite a good one. See down here. So you can change all of the lighting, so that all the way throughout you get this really beautiful light, and everything changes all the way throughout the whole car. It's all linked up with the LED control and everything like that as well, so you get absolutely everything. So that's very cool. And you've also got even one that's called Drive Select, which I presume will change the lighting depending on which driving mode you're in as well, which is quite cool. So that's all part of the interior LED package as well, which again is an additional extra. Parking aid, this is very, very cool. We have obviously a number, like as I mentioned before, a load of different sensors all the way around the car, but we also have cameras absolutely everywhere as well. So if we just pop this one on, we can see, and we're a little bit squeezed in today because it's pouring down with rain outside. So we obviously have a front camera here, and then all of your side cameras, rear cameras, top view, so you can actually see the car moving around inside, the overhead view. And then my favourite one is this back one here, which actually puts the car into to where you are, so you can actually get almost like get an external view of the car as you're moving around. And the bizarre thing about it, but the quite cool thing about it, is if you put your foot on the brake lights actually come on. If you put it into reverse, the reverse lights come on. And then we've even got the indicators showing up on there. Completely and utterly pointless, but absolutely brilliant at the same time. So that's very, very cool. So when you're reversing out of a space, it'll actually show your reverse lights and everything like that as well. So that's quite a lot of fun. But yeah, you've got basically loads of different views and everything like that, every single one that you could possibly want, all the way down the side and at the back as well. So that's the parking system. We also have the driver assistance functions on here as well. So if we go straight into individual profile, things that you have full adaptive cruise control. So you have a distance warning, so if you're approaching a car too fast from behind or something, it'll actually warn you that you're gaining on it quite quickly. Audi pre-sense as well, which will almost like watch for people walking out in front of you, and measures. It's basically it's a full like a accident emergency sensing system. And I've looked at another video online that actually also showed that if you were pulling out of a junction, for instance, and a car was coming towards you, that the car would, this car would actually jack itself up slightly to the right to put the crash barrier as high as possible in the event of an accident. So very, very clever, and a really nice car to have an accident in by the sound of it. So that's all on there. And then obviously just all of the normal bits and pieces, you're setting up all the things like your central locking and everything like that as well. You can have multiple users on here. It's all fully connected with Wi-Fi and data through your phone and everything like that as well. So you can have your up-to-date weather reports, news, and then as you'll see in the back, you can even gain access to all of your sort of Google profiles and things like that as well. So really, really very, very clever indeed. Just trying to think if there's anything else up front to show you before we go to the main event in the back. In terms of the actual overall layout and everything like that, absolutely beautiful. You get this wonderful kind of wood finish against the metal and then against the leather up here. We have Alcantara headlining in polar silver, which runs all the way throughout the car, completely unmarked. That was a £1,400 option, I think, from memory. Down to here, electric handbrake, cup holders and everything for the front, and then a dual comfort armrest here, with also a charging platform here for your phone as well. So if you've got a wireless charging enabled phone, then you can literally just put it into this pad here and that will charge while you drive along. And then we also have got all of your SIM card, SD cards and additional USB connections and everything like that in the back as well. So really, really nice. And then also just other bits and pieces. You get this wonderful piano black that runs all the way through. These are very, very tactile indeed. You can actually change the strength of the fans and everything from there, or turn them off completely. And again, you'll see this sinking away now because I've just turned that off. Really nice. Wonderful. Right, let's jump into the back and show you a bit more. So here we go. We are through to the back. Absolutely enormous door. Obviously being the long wheelbase version. Very, very large, huge and lovely and wide to be able to swoop in. Obviously we've had all the interior completely detailed and everything like that. It's all in exceptional condition. The back seats are absolutely perfect. Really beautiful. Again, you've got the ventilation holes and everything like that here as well. Quality of leather is absolutely beautiful, and there's no signs of any wear or anything like that. Now, trying to remember the full list of options on this car is very difficult, on the basis that we have just shy of £40,000 worth. Fortunately, I can get my emails up on the tablet in the back here, where I've emailed myself a list of everything here, so we can just run through the list of options and the costs that we had here. So, taking up from the top, the Bang & Olufsen sound system, this retailed at £6,350 as an extra. The digital TV reception, which obviously works for the front and the rear as well, was £1,250. The rear seat entertainment system that we're using here with the tablet screens, that was £3,050. The City Assist pack, which has a number of different safety procedures and things like that I'll run through in a second and show you, that was at £1,375. The headlights, which have the matrix LED headlights with Audi laser light, and then we also have the OLED rear lights as part of that package, was £4,900. Headlight washers, bit of a bargain, £350. The matrix LED rear reading lights that we're looking at in here, which are absolutely unbelievable. It's very difficult to get this across on the camera in terms of how it lights up the interior, but if I just turn them off and then back on again in here, it doesn't really show quite how bright they are, but it pretty much makes it like daylight in here. So they were £250. Extended LED rear lighting package with the multicolour was £580. These are the ones that we're looking at up on here, and I'll do a quick demonstration of those flicking through the various colour options that we have. The 20-inch alloy wheels that we have on the car, these are the 10-spoke wide design forged alloy wheels that we've just had, or just having refurbished. They are £2,850. Acoustic double glazing, very important, £675. The dual panoramic glass sunroofs. Now, these are actually only ever available on the long wheelbase version, so that you the standard wheelbase version would just have a normal sunroof just here. Only the extended wheelbase car has the twin panoramic roofs. They weigh in at £1,750. Air quality pack, I think pretty much does what it says on the tin, and cleans the air all up for you inside, £540. This beautiful Alcantara headlining that we have all the way running through, this is in polar silver, absolutely gorgeous all the way through. That was £1,000. Actually 1,550, sorry. Extended leather package that we see through here and across the dashboards and everything like that. That was 2,350. The adaptive windscreen wipers with integrated washer jets, £450. Front and rear seat ventilation with massage function, so that's for absolutely all of the outside seats, £3,300. The heated steering wheel for £250. The power door closure that we've seen here as well, £675. Dynamic all-wheel steering, £1,950, and an absolute must on the extended wheelbase car. It's yeah, I can't imagine driving it without it. And the comfort and sound package as well finishes the specification list off at £1,695. So hopefully that's given you a rough idea of just the level that the original owner went to in terms of specifying the car. Yeah, it's certainly one of the highest equipped cars that we've seen on the market today. So hopefully that's given you a good idea of just some of the most amazing options that we have on the car. So obviously we've got this tablet screen in the back here, so it doesn't just show you things like TV and everything like that. This is actually completely removable, and actually is a full-blown tablet, everything like that here, that you can use. Or just so obviously you get the mounting point that stays in there. Just put that back in and click that in, so obviously that charges while you're going along. So absolutely everything is accessible through here in terms of you can actually, the rear passengers can sit back and look at the satellite navigation, see where they're going, see where they've been and everything like that as well. So you've got full control over all of that, which is really nice. If we come through to the car section, you actually get things like all of your trip data and everything like that on here, which is all very useful. Oil level, you can look at the service intervals and everything like that as well. So most of the information that is all viewable from the front of the car, the person in the back here is actually able to view all of that. Obviously, again, full settings and everything like that with all of your controls on here. So it's like a sort of control panel. You can change all the sound, individual media and everything for the rear as well. And then we also have like basically full tablet system up on here with the email that I was showing you just now. And you can obviously download apps, you can watch YouTube videos and everything like that as well. So full entertainment system. It's pretty much like having a one on an executive plane or something like that. You've actually got access to absolutely everything. All of the media you can stream from various different devices, or from the disc in the front, control the radio and everything like that as well. So that obviously we have that on both sides, which is very, very nice as well, just to show you all of that working. Down to here, obviously you have your own controls for your heating, vents and everything like that as well. We have another 12-volt socket, and then we also have actually a I think you put an adapter into this. Is actually a full 230 volts plug, so you can plug your laptop in and work while you're being chauffeured along. On the door over here, we have a number of different settings. I'll demonstrate this on the seat next to me just to actually get the angle to be able to show you. But then you've also got all of your controls here for things like your side blinds and your window as well. The window is of course double glazed, see that on there, and blocks all the sound out, which is wonderful. Pop your blind up there again. You can also control the blinds in the for the main panoramic sunroof, front and rear. This is something that's only available on the long wheelbase version. If you just have the normal standard wheelbase, you can only have one sunroof at the front. This one has the twins. And then you can also change obviously the rear blinds and everything like that as well. So all controllable from each side of the rear door. You also get another nice little pocket here on the side as well, and bottle holders and drinks holders and things like that at the back, as well as magazine storage and things like that at the front. Another console is just down here. Again, I might need to try and kill the lights. The reflection on there is quite strong. This controls essentially all of the seating and everything like that as well. So, as I mentioned, same in the front. We have heated and ventilated seats for the back. So it's all controlled by whichever occupant is sat in the seat. So you've got cooling and heated as well. And then we also have a full massage function. So everything can be changed in here. Where are we? Seats. You can change the type of massage that you have, the intensity of it, what sort of one it is, and it's really quite strong. It takes you by a bit of a shock when you first use it, but again, all of those are changed in here. Again, you can also set up all the lighting, so the matrix lighting, which just floods the interior with light straight away, as you'll see, but also makes the screen very, very difficult to film. And then we have the background lighting as well. So again, you can change all of the bits and pieces that we've shown you from the front. You can change all the lighting in the back there as well, as you can see. So it just means that the rear passengers have basically got full control, or sometimes even more control than the people in the front, which is all very nice. Let's go back on that one. All the blinds, again, you can manually do them. You can obviously do them on the door, but you can actually also just press the buttons in here and choose which one you want to have go up and down. I've never known quite so many ways of being able to open and close the blinds, but they're all in there. And then obviously radio, media, TV, you can obviously change absolutely everything on here as well, so that you can view the television, and the digital TV will all come up here on the screen, and then you can have individual sound depending on who wants to be listening to it at the time as well. This section here is actually, again, completely fully removable, so you can sit and use it from there, and then it again charges and wirelessly connects to the MMI system in the front as well. So that's all beautifully finished and very, very easy to use once you've got the hang of it. So let's get the lights back on. In terms of the seating themselves, obviously you get these beautiful chunky headrests on here. They're so comfortable. We've got controls over here for the seats with memories and things like that. We can press this one, and if we press and hold, this seat will go to full recline position, which is very, very comfortable. And then we can come down to this section, and if you've got somebody driving you but nobody in the passenger seat, you can actually move their seat out of the way to give you maximum amount of leg room, as we'll see from there. and then we can go into the full recline position for this seat, which is incredible. Really, really very comfortable. If I just jump out and show you the difference between how upright this one is and then how reclined that one is, you'll see just how comfortable it can be in there. And then you've also got individual footrests and everything like that as well in the back here. And all controlled from the doors, and again you can set the memory on there as well, so if you've got a favourite sleeping position you can just move that, and there's just multi adjustment absolutely everywhere. But yes, the back is probably the most comfortable I've ever been in a car. Absolutely beautiful. Up here as well, full pop down vanity mirrors which pop up there into the ceiling, and again the OLED rear lights in here flooding the interior with light and looking beautiful. I've got a horrible feeling I've forgotten something, so I'll have to add that onto the video if not, but I think that's pretty much it for now, in terms of being able to show you some of the bits and pieces that this car can do. One of the most impressive features on the car is actually the four-wheel steer that this car's been optioned with as well, so again a far more expensive option. I've actually now got the suspension in jacked up mode as well, so it's actually sitting a lot higher now, you might notice, and that's all part of the adaptive suspension, but also it has a full four-wheel steer as well, so it just means that turning the car either around a roundabout or actually into a very, very tight space is so much easier, as when you turn the front wheels, the rear wheels will also turn in as well, a bit like a huge lorry does. And that enables you to actually get it into the tightest of spaces, and I think for a car of this length it's an absolute must-have, so a very, very good option that this particular car has got. I hope you found the video useful. What an amazing car. I really hope I've done it justice in terms of sort of talking you through some of the specification that this car has got. I've got a sneaking and horrible suspicion that I've forgotten something, but I'll obviously have to add those on in a second. Yeah, thank you very much again for watching. If we can help with any further information, then please don't hesitate to contact us through our website, which is jajarvis.co.uk. Be absolutely more than happy to help and answer any additional questions that you may have. Like I said, my plan is to actually record a separate video that will run through the sort of operation of absolutely everything. So if that is the case, then I'll put a link into the description area so that you can go and view that and find out a little bit more about this incredible car. Thank you very much again for watching, and we'll see you next time.